What up guys, today I present to you my Sorcerer leveling build. With it you will level up very fast while having a lot of fun doing so. Hope you enjoy. Your best basic skill option is Frostbolt. This ability will both damage and chill enemies. Note that repeatedly chilling an enemy will freeze it. The second row passive effect is what makes us want to choose this ability. Frostbolt has a 15% chance to explode when hitting a shield enemy. When it explodes, its damage will be dealt to all nearby enemies near the target. The explosion chance is increased to 100% against frozen enemies. Keep this in mind as this build revolves around the frozen mechanic. For the last option, you should go with Glinting Frostbolt. This will make all our Frostbolts, other than the first one cast, regen for mana. Mana regeneration will make the build much more fluid to play with and is quite important, especially at the start. Now to the core abilities. Your best option here is by far Ice Shards. This ability will launch 5 shards towards your cursor, dealing a lot of fast damage, which is increased by 25% against frozen enemies. The second row effect is very important for this build. It makes Ice Shards have a 15% chance to ricochet to another enemy. But remember when I said that Frozen is the mechanic that this build is all about? Well, when this skill hits a frozen enemy, the ricochet is guaranteed. This will allow you to do massive AoE damage, clearing screens of enemies in a heartbeat. Now to the last option, you want to go with Greater Ice Shards. This will make your Ice Shard ability treat enemies as if they were frozen for as long as you have a barrier active, which you will have very often. Now that you have unlocked your defensive skills, your first point should go towards Ice Armor. This is the barrier I was talking about. That ricochet interaction will boost your offensive capabilities by a lot, and the barrier effect will massively boost your defense. Your next skill point should be spent on Frost Nova, allowing you to freeze nearby enemies for 2 seconds on demand. Amazing interaction with this build, make use of this as often as possible. Next up, I advise you to place 1 point on Teleport. On top of doing quite a bit of damage, this will massively boost your mobility, and also benefits you with the Unstoppable effect. This ability being unstoppable means that you can use it to negate crowd control or just break out of it altogether. A very important skill to speed up your leveling process, allowing you to move from one quest area to another much faster. The next 2 points will be spent on Ice Armor, as the second row increases your mana regeneration by a bit, and the last row gives enemies who hit you a 15% chance to become frozen for 3 seconds. Now to the Conjuration abilities. Your best option by very far is Hydra. This is the most overpowered ability in the entire game throughout any class leveling journey. What this will do is summon a Hydra, which functions as a stationary pet that spits fire at enemies, dealing massive amounts of damage. Also, this has quite a lot of range. The second row option will give you 1 additional Hydra head, which further increases your damage output. For the last row, go with Invoked Hydra, as this will give your Hydras 30% critical strike chance for 3 seconds after you deal a critical strike hit yourself. With this, all your 6 ability slots are filled, and your build is complete. The next array of abilities don't really speed up your leveling experience at all, so the only next ability I would consider would be an ultimate skill. Deep Freeze is pretty good, but with a 1 minute cooldown, you will level much faster with the 6 abilities I presented to you. And that's it guys, your Sorcerer is now ready to face the forces of hell. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't yet, and as always, I will see you in Sanctuary.